Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today we are looking at hot foils in a new way, and we're talking all about layers. Yes, you can layer your hot foils over each other, over stamping, over ink blending, and it creates such a beautiful look. And I'm going to be using some of the brand new products from the Essentials by Ellen February 2023 release. These are all kind of spring and Easter themed products, and I'm going to show you how you can layer your hot foil stamps over ink blending, stamping, other hot foils, and create some really beautiful looks. So I'm going to start by using the Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink, pretty perfect for the Easter season. And I am blending on some Concord and Ninth white cardstock. Now, cardstock matters when you are foiling, and one of my favorite cardstocks for foiling is the Concord and Ninth white cardstock, and that's what I'm blending on here. It is a super smooth white cardstock. It takes ink blending beautifully. It also takes foiling beautifully. And if you're having some issues with your hot foil stamping, I would suggest that you look into the type of cardstock that you're using. Now, once I've blended that ink onto this panel, I heat set that ink to make sure it was good and dry because I want to foil with this marble background hot foil stamp from the Essentials by Ellen line using this Opal foil. But in order for the cardstock to really receive that hot foil, that ink needs to be dry. If there's any moisture in that ink, the hot foil is just not gonna wanna take to that cardstock. Now, I'll be using my Gemini foil press today, and I'm using the Glimmer foils with the foil press. And you can absolutely do that, but the Glimmer foils like a little more heat than the low setting of the foil press. So what I like to do is set that heat to the medium heat setting, and then I set my timer for about a minute. And you can see I have beautiful foiling over that ink blended background. Now keep in mind, it doesn't have to be just one color of ink. You can blend multiple colors of ink. Just make sure you heat set it before you try to add that foil over the top. Now I have grabbed the Elegant Eggs stamp set. These are some great designs that you can use not only on the Essential Egg die cuts from the Essentials by Ellen line, but on multiple different projects. And I am going to stamp this kind of splatter or speckle pattern onto some Concord and Ninth white cardstock using the Catherine Pooler Hot Tub ink. Now, once I've stamped that design onto my cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and once again heat set that because I do want to add some hot foil stamping over the top of this traditional stamping. So I'm grabbing a couple of the designs from the Elegant Eggs hot foil set from the Essentials by Ellen line, and I'm going to use the Satin Gold foil. This is also from Spellbinders from the Glimmer line. And I am just cutting down pieces of foil. I'm going to layer it right over the top of that stamping that I've already done, and I'm holding it in place with some low tack tape. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay this all face down onto my Gemini foil press. I'm going to make sure that my heat setting is on the medium heat, set my timer for a minute. Once that timer has run out, then I can remove the platform from the base, run that through my Gemini Junior. That's going to add pressure to these hot foil stamps and cause that design to transfer. And you can see I have beautiful hot foiled results even over the stamping. Now, if you're new to hot foil stamping, this is what I would consider a more advanced technique here. It's not hard by any means, but if you're looking for some basics of hot foil stamping, I'll be sure to link to a video that I've created in the past in the upper right-hand corner so that you can get some basics of hot foil stamping. Now, I have used the Essential Egg die set. These come in so many different sizes to die cut this little pattern that I've created with the combination of the stamping and the hot foil stamps. And I have a couple little eggs here that I'm then going to add to my background. And I've also used the Ears to Use stamp set. This is also from the Essentials by Ellen line to create a heat embossed sentiment for my card front. Now you can see I've kind of quickly gone through the assembly of this card because I really want to focus on the layering of these hot foil stamps over different mediums. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is layering hot foil over hot foil. Yes, you can do this, and yes, it works. So I'm starting out with another one of these patterns from the Elegant Eggs hot foil set, and I am just holding it in place using this gold satin foil from Spellbinders. I'm holding that in place on this Concord and Ninth white cardstock, putting it onto the platform of my Gemini foil press, and then allowing that to heat up. Now for the second foiling, I'm going to use those pastel satin foils. So I was just showing those to you there while that heated up. Once my timer ran out, I went ahead and removed the platform from the base and ran that through my Gemini Junior. And you can see I have that hot foiled speckled pattern on my white cardstock. Now I wanted to add this like swirly line in a different color. And so I am taking this blue satin foil from Spellbinders and I'm placing it over the hot foiling that I've already done. And I'm using this little squiggly line hot foil stamp from the Elegant Eggs hot foil set. I'm going to hold it in place once again with some low tack tape, place that face down onto the platform of my Gemini foil press, give that about a minute, and then run that through my Gemini Junior to press that onto the cardstock. And you can see I have hot foil stamping right over the top of the other hot foil stamping that I've already done. Now I'm going to take this one more level up. I'm going to add another layer of hot foil stamping using the Essential Eggs hot foil set from the Essentials by Ellen Line. So I wanted to add a hot foiled outline to this egg that I'm creating. So in order to get this egg positioned where I wanted it, I placed it onto my cardstock and held it in place with some low tack tape. Using that tape as a hinge allows me to then hinge back my hot foil stamp. I know where I've placed it because I could see through it, and then I slip in my foil. Now I go through the same exact foiling process that I've done before, and you can see I have a beautiful hot foil outline. Now you're going to notice that the blue actually shows up on the gold hot foil, and that's because it was already pressed into the paper, and so the gold didn't kind of overtake the blue on the outline, but I'm okay with that. I'm taking now the coordinating Essential Eggs die set, lining that up with the hot foil outline that I created, and die cutting my egg. Now for this card, I thought it would be really fun to use this Sweet Spring stamp set as an accent to this beautiful egg that I've created. So I've stamped the bunny, I've die cut him, added just a little color with some alcohol ink markers. And then once again, I used that Ears to You stamp set to create a sentiment for this card. And I layered that on top of that gorgeous lattice background. Now for the third and final card, I thought let's just combine it all together. Ink blending, stamping, hot foiling, we're gonna do it all. So once again, I'm just adding that ink blending to my Concord and Ninth white cardstock using the Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink and a large blending brush. And then right over that ink blending, I'm going to add a stamped image using the Elegant Eggs stamp set and some Catherine Pooler Stone Blue ink. And then I'm going to make sure that I heat set this so that it's good and dry so that my foil is ready to adhere to my stamped and ink blended panel. Now for this one, I'm actually going to add foiling over the entire surface. I'm using this Opal foil from Spellbinders, and I'm using the Essentials by Ellen press plate. This is a solid hot foil plate that's going to add foil over the entire surface of my cardstock. Now you can also use this for reverse foiling, and I can link to another video that I created sharing this press plate with you and all the ways that you can use it. I do like to use a cardstock shim. I used 2 here. It was a little thick, I'm not gonna lie. I recently replaced my Gemini Junior, and I think my old Gemini Junior needed 2 cardstock shims. This was really snug. It made me a little nervous going through my Gemini Junior because I could hear all of the pressure. But in the end, once I run that through my Gemini Junior, I now have transferred a solid layer of hot foil over this entire panel of cardstock. And look at that iridescent shine. It is so gorgeous. Now I'm going to go ahead and take one of these Elegant Egg hot foil plates. I'm going to use that hinge method again to hold my hot foil plate in place while I slide some of this satin gold hot foil underneath that hinge and underneath that hot foil plate. And then I'm just gonna hinge that back so that I know exactly where my hot foil plate's gonna land. I'm gonna have all of the area frame that I want. Then I'm gonna take this and flip this over onto the platform of my foil press, following the same foiling process that I did before. I ran that through my Gemini Junior, and look at that. I have a gorgeous foiled outline over that gorgeous opalescent egg that I created. Now I use the coordinating essential eggs die set to die cut out that egg, and now I have a gorgeous piece to create a shaped card. So I've die cut a second one of those eggs from some plain white cardstock, and I'm using my scoring board along with my Teflon bone folder to create a fold line on the side of this plain white cardstock egg. Now this is going to be the back of my card. So I am going to take and add some strong adhesive along that tab that I created with the score line. I'm going to remove the backer, and then I'm going to line up these two egg shapes. And this is going to give me a shaped card. And I have this gorgeous foiling on the front. And this card is still sized to where it will fit in an A2 size envelope with no problem. Now I'm going to finish this card off with another sentiment from the Ears to You stamp set, along with a couple little banner shapes here. And these florals are from the So Cute Bunny die set from the Essentials by Ellen Line. You can see I added a few sparkling clear sequins to all of these projects and a little bit of twine to that shaped card. But you can see how layering up foil over ink blending, over stamping, over other hot foil shapes and stamps really creates some beautiful effects and allows you to just kind of take your foiling to the next level. I hope you've been inspired by all of the techniques and projects that you've seen here today. I'm so glad that you stopped by to hang out with me today. As always, you can head on over to the coordinating blog post. I'll have that linked in the YouTube description below. Over there, you're going to find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. And as always, I will have links to the featured products used in these projects in the description at YouTube. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the fabulous paper crafting and card making video tutorials shared here. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.